Okay, here we go. Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Thank you so much for all of your responses to my reader request video that I put up last Thursday. As you can see, this is another reader request video. I wasn't initially planning on making a video about the whole Bill Cosby thing, because I feel like, well, you'll see what I have to say about it. But when I put up my reader request video and I, asked for more requests, by and large, the majority of people requested for me to do a Bill Cosby video. So I'm gonna do it, and that will be this video. So as you guys can see from my title, this video is about the Negro wake-up call. For anyone that doesn't know what that is, the Negro wake-up call is, it's pretty much what happens when new blacks, as they're called nowadays, previously they might have been, Uncle Toms or house niggas or, something along those lines. Just a word for a traitor, a sellout, whatever. Now they're called new blacks. And getting your Negro wake-up call is pretty much when a new black discovers that white people still view them as a Negro. Even though you thought you were, this new black, you thought you had transcended race, you thought you were this magical, tap dancing, Oreo, however they like to call themselves, you got your Negro wake-up call and you found out that no matter how much, white America or white mainstream or whatever, loves you as their magical Negro, you're still a nigga in their eyes, and they will never see you as anything but a nigga, a slave, and so this video is about Bill Cosby's Negro wake-up call. I am not going to discuss specifics about, these rape allegations. I believe like 13 women, maybe more now, have stepped forward to say that he accosted them, drugged them, raped them, sexually abused them. I'm not going to argue with people. I'm sure there's going to be people in the comment section that want to argue about this. Excuse me. I'm not going to argue with people about whether he did it, whether he didn't do it, whatever. I personally think Bill Cosby is a dick and a douchebag. So I personally find the allegations to be believable. But, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to argue with people about it. If you don't, for whatever reason, think he did it or whatever, that's fine. That's your opinion. Well, whatever. But yeah, well, this video specifically is going to be about your Negro wake-up call. And I was actually on an internet forum that I like to frequent, and someone had started a thread that said, why has the mainstream, media, turned on Bill Cosby? Does anybody else find it, to be really amazing the way they turned on Bill Cosby? And then I kind of Googled that, and I got another great article that I am going to link that's called "Clinton is Also an Alleged Rapist. Why don't we care about that?" And basically, what the article states is that there have been tons of other prominent, male figures, athletes, actors, directors, comedians that have been hit with rape allegations. And yet our collective consciousness, our collective mainstream consciousness kind of sweeps it under the rug. Bill Clinton. See, I have Bill Cosby on the brain. Bill Clinton, he's been accused of rape. It was kind of swept up under the rug, Roman Polanski, who was accused and convicted. He's a famous director, accused and convicted of rape, as well as, I want to say, pedophilia. We let it go. Bryan Singer, who does the X-Men movies, we all love the X-Men movies. He's been accused multiple times of raping and sodomizing, small boys, young children. He's accused of being a rapist and a pedophile. We still go see the X-Men movies. Ben Roethlisberger, famous athlete that plays for Pittsburgh. He's been accused of rape at least 3 or 4 times now at this point, and yet people still love Big Ben, He was still allowed to play. People still wore his jerseys, Woody Allen, who we all know, who I've mentioned in various other videos, who, raped and molested his stepdaughter, when she was young, when she was underage. And then when she became of age, he left his wife and married her. Lewis Carroll, that's a pen name. I can't think of his real name right now. He wrote Alice in Wonderland. There are whispers that Alice in Wonderland, was based around an acquaintances of his daughter, his young daughter, a girl named Alice, who was, became the title character of the book, and that he was in love with her, had an obsession with her, a Lolita-like obsession, Lena Dunham, who I've made a video about recently, who, revealed herself that she had some weird, inappropriate relationships with her younger sister and, crossed some lines. And yet you have people that will come out in droves to support these white artists, and to come up with all these reasons. And a lot of that is based around the rape culture that we live in, because we do live in a rape culture. Rape culture is real. It's a real thing. And, people will come out in droves to defend these people, like, oh, well, Bill Clinton, oh, I don't believe it, she's lying, or, Bryan Singer, oh, I don't believe it, or, oh, even if I do believe it, he's such a great director, I love the X-Men movies, or, Ben Roethlisberger. We've seen time and time again that, especially when it comes to athletes that are rapists and have raped people will really rally around the athlete and make the athlete out to be the victim. Oh my God, he had such a promising career, and now that career has been taken away from him. And, and this is all part of rape culture, where we make the rapist the victim, and we make the rape victim somehow the person that did something wrong and took something away from the rapist. But we don't see that in the case of Bill Cosby. We have not seen that. In the case of Bill Cosby, we have seen almost an exact opposite. The media has really attacked Bill Cosby with this vicious glee almost, like how when you see, when you toss a steak on the ground and you see a dog just ripping into the steak and just going crazy and just getting almost rabid, into a frenzy. And that's really what we see. I Googled Bill Cosby this morning and I saw an article that says Bill Cosby, the greatest or big, I don't think it said great, but it might have said great, the greatest, serial rapist of our time. These really salacious, blaring headlines that we never see, for other white artists. Bryan Singer has been accused of, raping at least 4 underage boys. But we never see, when we read an article about X-Men, we never see a title that says something like, serial pedophile and sodomizer, Bryan Singer, But now, every single time we see an article with Bill Cosby's name, there's going to be this serial rapist attached to it. And, I think that his being, a black prominent figurehead has something to do with that, He's getting his Negro wake-up call, because Bill Cosby has long been, a staunch, advocate of respectability politics. He's came out publicly on numerous occasions, around the time Trayvon Martin died, saying oh, well, if the young kids, pulled their pants up and, didn't wear hoodies and didn't listen to that rap music, maybe this type of thing wouldn't happen to them. And then it's well, but Bill Cosby, pulling your pants up and not wearing hoodies and wearing your Bill Cosby sweaters and literally being the father of America. He was America's dad, and the Cosbys were America's family for 20 years. That didn't save you. When the time came for them to rip you apart for this, they ripped you apart just like you were any other nigga out on the street. You got your Negro wake-up call early. No one is out there defending you. No one is out there staunchly talking about, maybe we should get all the facts. Maybe we should wait. Maybe we should hear that there's 2 sides to the story. And I'm not saying that anybody should be doing that, because as I've said before, we do live in a rape culture. But if Bill Cosby had been white, as we've seen with numerous other white men, I just named, 6 or 7, in our rape culture, when other people are accused of being raped, there's this, sense of disbelief. But then when you have someone like Bill Cosby that's accused of rape, he's getting his Negro wake-up call, and the media is just gleefully, ripping him apart, They love to see, you know, they love to give us our Negro wake-up calls, you know. Nicki Minaj is another one that got a Negro wake-up call. Just this side of, 4 or 5 years ago, Nicki Minaj is, like, making pop music, you know. She's giving interviews where she's saying, like, don't call me a rapper, don't put me in a box, I don't just make rap music, I make all different kinds of music, you know, I make pop music, I do this, I do that, I'm on American Idol, I'm doing movies, don't call me a rapper, don't call me a rapper. She's trying to, like, distance herself from her rap roots so she can get in good with the mainstream with these white people and get that money, you know. 2-3 years later, here comes Ugly Azalea, aka the albino kangaroo, aka Outback Jane, aka the Bigfoot wallaby, aka the overgrown marsupial, you know, aka Uggy Uggs, aka verbal blackface. Here she comes, and the white media gave Nicki her Negro wake-up call real quick. As much as we like you and your pink wigs and your chicken necklace, we always gonna side with the white face over you, you know. One hit, and, you know, you have Forbes saying that she runs hip-hop. Nicki got her Negro wake-up call, and now what is she doing? She toned all that shit down, and she has a new album coming out that's strictly rap, going back to her roots, you know, the Pink Print, based off Jay-Z's The Blueprint, and, you know, my album's gonna change things for rap. Like, bitch, you got your Negro wake-up call. You realize these white people see you as a nigga, just like the rest of us, you know. Pharrell got his Negro wake-up call. He's recently said some things about, you know, and he's the father of the new blacks. He's recently said some things about, you know, oh, maybe I was too, you know, hasty in saying we've transcended race and all that new black stuff, you know. He said some things about, you know, in light of Ferguson, maybe we aren't as advanced in race relations as I've thought. He also received his Negro wake-up call with that Blurred Lines rapey-ass song, which everybody loved. Everybody played that song, you know, for a solid year in 2013. It won all these awards. It was in all these commercials. And not only did they illegally sample a Marvin Gaye song, it was a rapey-ass song. But since you have this white male figure at the head, Robin Thicke, the rape culture rallied around him to defend him and to defend the song. But when you have a black artist like Bill Cosby, it's like the rape culture doesn't apply. And again, I know people are going to say that this video probably sounds like I'm defending rape culture. I feel like Bill Cosby should be defended. I'm not. I'm just merely pointing out that there is a difference for black people and for white people, and that white people love nothing more than to give you your Negro wake-up call. As I was saying about Pharrell, Marvin Gaye's family sued him and sued Robin Thicke and also sued T.I. for that, you know, Blurred Line song where they illegally, you know, sampled Marvin Gaye's work. And Robin Thicke quickly threw Pharrell under the bus. Oh, Pharrell wrote it. I didn't write it. I didn't have any line in the hand in the melodies. I was drunk off, you know, cocaine and Vicodin and alcohol for all of 2013. Pharrell wrote the whole thing, you know. You got your Negro wake-up call. You know, you think you're best friends with these white people and you think they're going to defend you, Bill Cosby. You think because you're taking their side with these respectability politics and telling the little niggas to pull up their pants and not wear hoodies, you think when push comes to shove, they're going to be on your side. But now that push has came to shove, they're writing up articles calling you the greatest, you know, serial rapist of the 21st century, you know, like you're motherfucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, you know, because you were America's dad for 20 years, it meant nothing. It meant nothing. It means nothing. It boils down to nothing because all they see is this, 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 you know? And they love giving us our Negro wake-up calls. They love it. They love nothing more than putting us in our places where we belong. So, yeah, I just wanted to make a video about that. I hope no one is too offended. People are always offended by my videos, but I know this is a really sensitive topic for a lot of people. And I do want to make it clear that I'm not defending Bill Cosby in any way. But I do find it interesting the way that, you know, we jump over other people that, you know, get accused of things to focus in on this, you know, 80-year-old black man that has all these accomplishments. You know, he had these 2 new shows coming out that have now been canceled, this Netflix show and this NBC show. Yeah, I can still go watch all of Bryan Singer's movies. You know, I can still go watch Roman Polanski's movies. You know, I can still go watch Woody Allen's movies. Lost in Translation is on fucking Netflix right now. You know, I can still watch Ben Roethlisberger play for Pittsburgh. you know, but when it's a black artist, you know, the Negro wake-up call comes swift. You know, we don't have your back if you're black. We're not going to protect you, period. And I wish more people would wake up and realize this. You know, these respectability politics are not going to save you. You know, being the tap dancing coon for these white people is not going to save you. If you do bad shit, you're going down, period. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is going to be a short week because it's Thanksgiving, which I have mixed feelings about. I made another video on Columbus Day. Maybe I'll make another video kind of going more in depth before Thanksgiving comes about my personal feelings. I'm having a lot of issues this year with not wanting to celebrate it, feeling like it's inappropriate. So maybe I'll make a video about that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. And as always, food for thought. I'll include lots of links for you guys to read. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Peace.